Good morning, YouTube. It is your boy Zulu Gullah. Like, share, subscribe, comment. We are live. I had to catch up on the stream for y'all. Let me get situated. I'm driving. I'm on the way to work. I got my coffee with my decaf. Trying to stick with the decaf, man. That caffeine, you got to be careful with that caffeine, especially when you get my age. I've been watching my weight, changing my diet, lost weight, uh, changed the workout, so everything's doing pretty good. That intake, as far as like sugar and caffeine stuff that makes your heart rate go up when you're 43 and stuff like that, and as a black man, you gotta be careful. So every now and then I hit a cup of coffee, regular Joe Schmo, but uh, decaf is mainly what I drink now when I got to have coffee. Decaf, just to keep that caffeine factor down. But we're gonna talk about something that's very, very hard for guys to do when they get in relationships. It is to be able to end that relationship immediately at the first sign of that it's not going to go anywhere, that it's not going to be good, that it's not going to get better, and that the woman will not stand the test of time. I have told y'all in many streams that marriage doesn't validate a woman. Proof of that is just the divorce rate and how women initiate divorce at a high rate, and then you got the low marriage rate. And then, these women come out here divorced, talking about they've been married before like it's a badge of honor. I had an ex say to me that you ain't never been married before. Ain't nobody never wanted to marry you. I've been married before. Just because her husband died, right? They only married a year. I think they only been together about 2, 3 years total. She is with me for almost about 10 months. So I was with her in a relationship just as long as she was actually married. Now I've had women that wanted to marry me before, uh, but thank God that I didn't. They somebody else's problem right now. I explained to her like, yeah, women wanted to marry me, and I wanted to marry some women at one point in time. I think the lady that I should have married, uh, what transpired between us and how things ended was my fault. So I took accountability, and that went over her head. But marriage does not validate a woman. Time does. A woman can get married, she has to stay married, and she has to stay married all the way to the end. That's the validation. So the validation, she won't get credit until God calls her home. You guys give credit to women and widows. Like, I've even heard you guys give credit to divorcees not knowing whether she initiated divorce or was the cause of divorce, cause of problems. You guys give women all that in those scenarios validation that's undeserving. You probably could make a case for a woman, she was married over 10 years or more, and the man ruined the relationship. That's a little different. That's different. Yeah, that's actually different. It's not a little different. It's actually different. But time is the biggest factor that validates a woman. Now, the other things that go into that is her behavior, her mindset, her behavior, her actions. You know, character related to all that. But the hardest thing for you guys to do, and it used to be hard for me, was to break up with a female, knowing this female was no earthly good, as my OGs used to say back in the day. So before we just get into the signs that you should break up with your girlfriend, wife, woman, fiance, whatever, you got to be prepared to stomach what you invoke. You have to be able to let that woman go. You have to be able to deal with what's going to come after that because she's going to react. She is going to run off, deal with other men. You're going to feel some kind of way. You know, you're going to miss her. Your feelings are going to bubble. You have to be prepared to handle all that. And that's why a lot of you guys won't break up with women who are bad for you because you don't want to feel all that, go through that process, that detox. Now, you have to be man enough and strong enough to do that. And then you really and truly have to deal with that decision and break up yourself. Like, it's to the point now where I advise a lot of men, if you don't really have the right guys in your corner that can support you or give you good advice about your relationship and be around you through the hardships of it, especially a breakup, any kind of disappointment or heartbreak, I advise you guys to get strong enough to deal with that shit on your own. I deal with that shit on my own. It's just rare to be able to talk about that shit as a man to other people, let alone other men. Other men really don't support you like that when it comes to that shit. They'll be nonchalant, don't even really want to talk about it, make fun of you. And if you got the wrong kind of friends, those friends will double sneak off and double off and try to smash the woman you just broke up with. Even in the manosphere, they make fun of you when you go through something, but they want to give you all this advice and all this coaching and be contradicting and hypocritical, being that that was supposed to be a male space where they could come and vent, get help, and you know other services and stuff like that for the situations they go through in society and with women as men, right? Get over them driving. So we're gonna try to run through this, man, real quick. Um, just so you guys really know what's going on. They may not be in order that I listed in the description because I'm not sitting down, I'm on the move. But you should break up with a woman, first and foremost, who lies about anything. I don't care what it is. Um, and you got to understand what lying is. Omitting information in a court of law, like leaving out information, is lying. It's various ways and tactics that amount to lying. Leaving out information, not telling the whole story, twisting the story. Uh, you just don't. Lying is a bad sign. Um, Pretty much, that'll be at the core of all the other bad behavior. Lying about something because she's trying to cover it up. You know, you should break up with a woman that has male friends, so-called male friends. We know they're not really friends, but so-called male friends. They're really acquaintances and associates. And you should break up with any woman who's ever kept in contact, kept on her social media, uh, any kind of dating app, hookup app, site, whatever, guys she's dealt with sexually in the bedroom. You that's You should break up with a woman who introduces you to any guy she's ever slept with. You should break up with a woman who does not give you her background in dealing with men in the town and city that you live in. If she's been there for a period of time and she's dealt with uh, multiple men in those places, there's no reason for a woman to not prep you for your surrounding to be with her. If she wants to be with you and she wants to be honest and trustworthy, she would say, hey, look, I cannot go to these places. I've already been there with this dude and that dude. Uh, I've had this many boyfriends since I lived here, or I've dealt with these guys since I've been here. And if we go to these places, these areas, we might see them. So we have to pick and choose what's new for us. And you need to make it clear: no contact with exes, uh, no contact with any dudes you ever slept with whatsoever. No kind of contact. It's not even about the phone number no more. It's wherever they can contact you at and lay eyes on you, online or wherever. It's out the window. Any kind of contact, break up with them. If the woman doesn't give you enough sex, uh, and the kind of sex that y'all agree that y'all are comfortable with, within that being enough, break up with her. So especially if she has disclosed her sexual history, and not only just body count, because I don't, for some reason you guys keep missing the mark on. Y'all just be like, does body count matter? It's more to it than body count. It's the type of sex she had. I keep telling y'all that. If she's done threesomes, she's been DP, ran a train on, been on video, actually done porn, went to swingers, went to uh, any type of sex meetups, weekends, sex parties, anything. If she's admitted to hooking up, one night stands, if she had a hookup partner, if she's disclosed her casual sex partner for a long period of time, sneaky link, friends with benefits. See, you have to know these things, and she has to tell you. If she doesn't tell you these things, you don't need that woman. You have to talk about sex. And women want good sex. They want to be dicked down. Do not let them lie and say that they don't want to talk about sex uh, early and getting to know them. They don't want to bring it up. They don't want that to be an issue. Yes, it's going to be an issue because if I don't dick you down, you will have something to say about that. And you really want good sex. You want sex to be a part of your relationship. It's really number one for them. They talk all this stuff about money and education, intelligence, and all these different things for men. They're ruled by being dick down overall. That's why some of the brokest, bummest guys have women because these guys are dicking them down. So if she can't disclose her sexual history, dealings with men, and her whereabouts and goings with men, and prep you for all that, you don't need her. You need to get rid of her. At some point, she has to do that. She has to come and be honest and show some integrity. If your woman is texting you on accident, meant to text other people, break up with her. She's texting dudes that's when she's wake up, starting her day. Yeah, she'll text you and contact you as her main dude, but she's texting them other dudes. Especially if she texts another dude's name. If your woman goes and hangs out and bees around other men in under the skies of she's hanging out with the girls, break up with her. If she goes around another man, period, while y'all in a relationship and it's not a relative and it's not confirmed through other relatives, a family event or something like that, more than likely break up with her. Uh, my advice going into 2023 is don't deal with women who smoke cigarettes. Is we we definitely know any kind of drugs, but it's like, I used to give a curve and deal with women who smoke weed. I'm done with women who smoke weed. That's all. Women who smoke weed are promiscuous, and they will sleep with somebody in a weed session. If anybody who brings some weed around, they will sleep with somebody. They'll definitely sleep with the weed man. So that's all. Um, Break up with a woman if y'all have an issue or she thinks she has an issue and she doesn't tell you. She goes and tells her co-workers, friends, and other people. Break up with her. Break up with any woman who listens to single women and it affects your relationship. It causes an issue in your relationship. Break up with her. Break up with a woman who has female friends, bad examples of female friends, relatives that they get bad advice from, that they go around and damage their ability to have relationships because these people are bad people to be around. Break up with any woman who has a locked social media, has a discreet profile, um, some kind of way that you may see. The locked social media more than likely is just a sign, yeah, you don't need to deal with her. It pretty much social media, like any woman that can't prove that she's using LinkedIn for business or something like Facebook for business, and she's got all the rest of them. It's a red flag, man. You might just want to call it quits, man. Because I mean, Instagram and all the rest of them are just havens for them to store men. That's where they're storing men. These men that I talk about that they shouldn't be in contact with, that's where they are. Um, yeah, break up with a woman that hangs out with coworkers, especially male coworkers. Break up with her. Break up. You see, it's all about boundaries. If you want your relationship to work, you will set boundaries, and you wouldn't invite temptation. You wouldn't cause problems for your relationship. You know the things that are good and aren't good for your relationship. But we're not dealing with kids here. We're talking about adults, right? Any woman that takes information outside of your relationship that she hasn't brought to you first and gave you the opportunity to discuss first with her, so y'all can come to a decision or a solution together. She takes it outside and goes elsewhere. Break up with her. You don't need her. That's part of keeping your relationship, your household, and everything private. Giving each other the first opportunity to address any issue. Break up with a woman who shows her body to the world. Break up with her. Break up with a woman who goes MIA. You don't hear from her for a day, long extended period of time. She breaks the routine. Break up with a woman who has a change of energy and attitude towards you. Just break up with her. Break up with a woman who is not affectionate towards you, stops being affectionate towards you, doesn't smile, isn't happy to see you, doesn't greet you with a hug, doesn't look you in your eyes, her eyes doesn't light up. Break up with her. Just break up with her. Break up with a woman who doesn't do anything for you, doesn't cook for you, doesn't have to cook for you every day, but she doesn't offer you a meal. If y'all live separate, once a week, invite you over to dinner. If y'all live together, she's not consistent, at least packing you lunches. If y'all taking turns cooking and stuff, break up with her. You don't need her. Break up with a woman who is cheap, penny pinches, and buys you bullshit gifts. Break up with a woman who plays any kind of time in sex games. You know, she doesn't take serious the proper time to spend with you, let alone she's let you know that she's not attracted to you by not initiating sex. Like if a woman doesn't initiate sex from time to time, break up with her. You don't need her. Break up with a woman who compares you to other men from her past. Break up with her. Break up with a woman who's not submissive, who's not cooperative, who is not a team player. Um, just just don't do it, man. You don't need it. You don't need it. But you have to have the guts and gall to do so. So, gentlemen, I'm pulling up. I'm going to get my day started. Uh, I freestyled it. Like I said, I was driving, but I did. I always put it in the description if I don't cover something. That way you got it in the description and you can go over it. This is your boy Zulu Gutter. Like, share, subscribe, comment. I'm going to get with y'all later. Y'all have a good day. It's hump day. Let's get it.